ready to get loosened off and mobilized and feel ready to face the rest of your day. The session that I've got planned for you this morning is mostly going to be lower body focus. We will do some stretching for the upper body, but the focus is pretty much going to be on sort of hips, and anything that's good for the hips is good for your lower back, and then stretching out and mobilizing through the legs. As with all of our routines that we do together, if you experience any pain or discomfort, then make sure you stop or modify to something that suits you better. If you're exercising alone, it's a good idea to have a method of communication nearby should you need to reach out for any help. And if you feel unwell, then make sure that you stop. We are going to be getting up and down off the floor, so you might want a piece of furniture nearby just to help you get up and down from the floor. Other than that, no special equipment needed, just some space to move around in, and I think we're ready to get going. So if you can stand for me with your feet just about hip width apart, let your arms relax down by the sides. So the weight of your arms is pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Gently tuck the bottom underneath and lift and lengthen up through the spine. Roll your shoulders up, round and back, and keep your shoulder blades tucked in. Fantastic. Shoulders stay down, but you're going to place hands onto hips, and we're going to start just by loosening off around the hips with a little hip slide like I'm showing you here now. So we just shift the hips over one way and then over the other way. Good. And we just keep doing that little wiggle from side to side. So sliding my hips over one way, leaning my torso the other way. And if you can do the same with a little slide from side to side. Good. So we'll just do a couple more each way. Good. Marvellous. Take your hands round behind your back now. So you're going to get hold of either wrist or maybe either elbow if you can do that. And then it's just a nod of the chin down towards the chest. And then looking up parallel to the floor again. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Chin down to the chest. And back up. We're going to do 3 more of these. Down we go. And back up. 2 more. Last one. Good stuff. And then release the arms again. So we did those little hip slides before. We're now going to take that into a hip circle. So it's hands on your hips once again. I'm going to come this way so you can see a little bit better what I want you to do. We slide the hips over one way and then push forward. So you're arching the back, slide to the other side and come round. So if you can keep doing that one for me with those hip circles. You might be going a little bit faster than me, a little bit slower. You might notice one side that perhaps feels a little bit more challenging than the other. So feel free just to take this at whatever pace suits you. But if you can pay attention to the direction of your circle, so whether you're going clockwise or anti-clockwise, just pay attention to that, because now I'm going to ask you to change the direction of that circle. Lovely. Feet firmly planted to the floor. And then getting that nice big swing of the hips around. Good. And you should find that it gets a little bit freer, a little bit easier to do as you keep going around. Super. Last one round. Great stuff. Now I'm going to get you to take your feet quite a bit further apart, so wider than hip width apart, still keeping them sort of parallel-ish if that's possible. And then we're going to bend the knees, hands onto the thighs, tuck the chin and round the back, and then come back up for me. Good. So let's go there again, sliding the hands down, tuck the chin, round the back, and up you come. So this is just going to get into your lower back a little bit. So we bend the knees, slide the hands, tuck the chin, and round up. Let's go a couple more. Slide down, tuck the chin, round it up. Last one. Slide down, bend your knees, tuck the chin, round, and up. Good. Okay, a little bit more side to side now. So we've got that wide stance. You're going to go over. You might just feel a little bit of a pull on the inside of the thigh as we bend one leg up in the middle and then over the other way. Good, and up we come. Now on this straight leg side, so as I'm going over this way, my straight leg side, I'm trying to push the little toe edge of my foot into the floor. Up tall in the middle, over you go, little toe edge of the foot into the floor, and up. Let's go one more each side. Good, and up we come. So making sure you've still got that nice wide stance. We're going to combine the sideways with the spine curl to the other side and up, and then it comes like a much bigger version of those hip circles we're doing. So let's all go over this way first. So we bend one leg, little toe edge of the foot to the floor. Now I'm going to bend both knees, chin to the chest, over to the other side, and curl, and come back up. So try and add all that together. You go over, you round, over to the other side, and up. Again, over, round it off, over, and up. We'll do one more going this side first. Good, and then let's go around the other way. So it's over, round, over, and up. Super stuff. That way again, over, round it off, over, and up. 3 to go. Over, round it off, over, and up. 2 more. Last one. Brilliant. Good stuff. Just bring the feet to a more comfortable position. Give everything a little loosen off. And then the next thing we're going to do are some dynamic calf stretches. So I need you for this one in a split stance. I'm going to come sideways just so you can see, but if it's easy, I can't speak. If it's easier for you to stay facing the screen, then that's absolutely fine. But I'm just coming this way so you can see. I'm going to take a nice big step back, but still trying to keep my feet about hip width apart, so it's going to give me a nice strong base of support. If you want to hold onto a wall, a windowsill, the back of a chair, you can. And we're just going to push up onto the toe on the back foot and then press the heel back to the floor. Push up onto the toe, heel back to the floor. When you go into that heel back to the floor, just think about squeezing your bum cheeks together, and that's going to really open you out the front of the hip. So tiptoe, push down, tiptoe, push down. Let's go 3 more of these. As you push down, squeeze those bum cheeks together. 2 more. Push down. Lovely. Step the feet back together. Make sure you've got your wide stance, and we're going to do the same thing for the other side now. So big step back with a wide stance. Hips coming forward. We go tiptoe, heel to the floor. Tiptoe, heel to the floor. Nice one. Keep it going. Shoulders down. Wide, full breaths. We'll go 3 more with this leg. Last one. Good. And then again, just coming into a more parallel stance. We're going to come down onto the floor now into a high kneel position. So you're going to have one leg in front, other leg is out behind. Ideally toes tucked underneath on the back foot, but just go with whatever's going to feel most comfortable for you. And we're going to start with a hip flexor stretch. So your back hip, just bring that forwards a little bit, and then we're going to go forwards and backwards into our stretch. The shoulders down, leaning into it, and release. Leaning into it, and release. Wide, full breaths. Keep it moving, but just go at a pace that suits you. You might want to go ahead of me a little bit. You might want to go a little bit slower. But we're going to move through that full available range. Chest stays lifted. A little bit longer here. Okay, good. Now this front leg, we're going to stretch the hamstring, which is the muscle that goes at the back of the thigh. And to do that, we want you to take that leg a little bit straighter. You may need to keep a little bit of bend in the knee, which is okay. You're then going to sit your bottom back down towards your heel and hands onto the floor for a little bit of support. It's up to you whether you want to go all the way back, so sitting your bottom onto your heel, keeping a little bit of a bend up on this front leg. Anything that makes sure you can feel that stretch at the back of your thigh. I tend to find it's a bit more effective for me if I keep my bottom up off my heel, but really pull the toes up. When you pull the toes up and tighten the muscles at the top of your thigh, what that does is it activates these muscles at the front of the leg, allowing these guys at the back to release a little bit more. Okay, ease out of there, and then we'll swap over to do exactly the same thing for the other side. So you're going to bring the other leg in front, toes tucked underneath on the back foot if you can, and then we go into our hip flexor stretches here, forwards and backwards. Try and square your hips off, squeeze the bottom cheeks together, push into the stretch and open the front of the thigh. Working through the range. And it doesn't matter really how far you step this front foot forward, as long as the heel stays on the floor on this front side. And as I said, ideally toes tucked underneath on the back there. Good, let's just hang in here for a little bit longer. And then we're going to get ready to swap for that hamstring stretch on this front leg. So slide the leg out a little bit straighter, toes pulled up towards you, and then you're going to lean forwards until you can get fingertips to the floor. Have a play around with whether a straight back or a slightly rounded back is going to be better for you. There's no absolute right or wrong in this, but where I want you to feel the stretch is going to be at the back of this straight leg, the front leg, and you might feel it in and around your lower back a little bit too. So maybe you're going to be sending the hips all the way back, bottom to heels, or you might find that it's more effective if you stay up a bit but lean forward. Just mess around with it, see where you get the strongest stretch, and then you can hold around there. Let's just hold for 2 more breaths. Good stuff, well done. And then you're going to untangle those legs and come and sit facing the screen for me with the feet wider than your hips. So you're in this kind of sort of V-sit position with the knees bent. Pop your hands out behind you, and we're going to go into our 90-90 stretch. So dropping one knee down to the floor one side, same on the other, and then going over the other way. So one leg's turning in, the other leg's turning out. And we keep swapping side to side. So just work within whatever range you've got available. You're trying to keep the bottom cheeks down towards the floor on both sides. When you're going over, you will find that your hips lift a little bit, but just see if you can try and keep the sit bones as close to the floor as you can. Allowing the collarbones to widen as you slide over, chest open. Good, one more to each way. Super stuff, good. And then we're going to work on stretching out your quads, fronts of the thighs a little bit. So for that, if you can come over onto your side and just prop yourself up on your elbow. So you've got shoulder over the elbow, forearm is resting into the floor, and just splay the hand out a little bit so we get a nice, strong, stable base there. Lifting the ribs, you're going to bring your knee, your top knee up towards you. Bottom one stays bent to help fix you into the floor. This top knee, you're either going to grab a hold of the shin, the ankle, you might be able to grab hold of the toes, and then you're taking the leg back. Push the top hip forward. So you're rolling your weight forwards a little bit and you're trying to squeeze your heel towards your bottom. So you're in that nice strong quad stretch there. 3 nice wide full breaths. With each exhale, just see if you can squeeze a little bit more out of the movement. One nice wide full breath left. Good. Then you release the leg. We're going to swizzle over and do exactly the same thing over onto the other side. So if you can pop over onto the other side for me, remembering our strong setup, which is shoulder over elbow, hands splayed out. I'm firmly planting the palm of the hand into the floor. Hips come forwards. Both knees are bent to start off with. And then you're going to pick up this top leg, bring the knee up and in towards you before grabbing hold of the shin, the ankle, the toes, and then sending that knee back. So you're opening out the front of your hip. Keep your weight forwards a little bit. Try and keep that top knee up high-ish and squeeze your heel in towards your bottom. You should feel that stretch on the front of the thigh. 3 wide full breaths. And sort of wiggle around in the movement a little bit. Just see if you can find a position that gives you a stronger or a better feeling of a stretch. 1 last wide full breath. Good, lovely, well done. Now from here, I'd like you to come up into a sitting position again, and ideally cross-legged. But if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you could just have feet out in front. You might want to kneel. You could even do a version of this setup in a chair if that's better for you. But once you are in your chosen start position, I want hands out in front, and you're going to reach forward, nodding the chin towards the chest and stretching your arms out in front. If you're sitting in a chair, you're going to be doing a lean and forwards towards the toes. This works the same if you're kneeling or if you just sat with the legs out in front. Then if you uncurl from that forward stretch, we're going to do a similar sort of thing, but going over to one side now. So I'm going to frame my knee with a hand either side and then take that stretch forward, trying to keep my sitting bones down towards the floor, towards the chair if you sat in the chair, and see if you can get your forehead down towards your knee. Breathing into that stretch. Good, uncurl with it, and come back into the middle. And now we need to do the other side. So framing the knee with your hands, sliding the hands forward, nodding the chin to the chest, both sitting bones down towards the floor. Wide full breaths. Lovely, and then we uncurl back up into center again. Good stuff. So you might have found that you had one side that was easier to do than the other. I know for me personally, going this way was much, much harder. So if you have picked up on that, then spend a little bit more time throughout the week, perhaps just working on that one area to see if we can even things up a little bit more. All right, so from here, you're going to then go into a wider stance. So you might be more comfortable with your knees a little bit bent. If you're sat in the chair, then you're just going to sit with the knees out wide. But we do a similar sort of movement where we go forwards, side and side, similar to how we did before. So we're going to round the back, chin to chest, reaching the arms forwards. Try and keep your kneecaps looking up towards the ceiling. Holding here. Breathing into the back of the ribs, sinking your sit bones in towards the floor, and then let's uncurl and come back up. I'm going to go over to this side now. So for me, sat in my wide sit position, I'm going to frame my knee with my hands before walking the hands forwards, nodding the chin to the chest, trying to keep both sit bones towards the floor, and breathing into the stretch. Kneecaps looking up towards the ceiling. And curling and cupping back up to center. And then over this way. So turn, face the knee, chin to chest. Sliding the hands out. Oh, this is definitely a stronger stretch for me on this side. one for me to work on. So trying to keep the sit bones towards the floor, wide full breaths into the back of the ribs. Fantastic, and then we'll uncurl and we're back up into center. Slowly unfold your legs. Come now and lay onto your back. And you're in a rest position with the knees bent, feet and knees together. And then I'd like you to place your arms out to the side with the palms up towards the ceiling, tucking your shoulder blades in behind you. And then the knees are going to rock one way. Head turns the opposite way and hold it there for me. A nice wide full breath. Good, and then come back up in the middle. You can go over the other side for the same thing. Knees over, turn the head. Good, back in the middle. Knees going over again to the other side. But this time, I want you to pick your top knee up, reach for the with the hand for the knee and pull over. Both shoulder blades staying down on the floor. Good, come back through center. Other side, so knees are going to go over. Then you're going to pick up that top knee, reach over with the hand for it and go across. Shoulder blades towards the floor, big wide full breath. Good, and then we come back into the middle. If you can pick your knees up, squeeze them both in towards the chest. Take a gentle little rock from side to side, and as you rock from side to side, I want you to feel as if you're walking your pelvis away from your rib cage, elongating the bottom part of the spine. And then we'll just pause there, squeeze the knees in before you release, and then we're going to roll all the way around onto our tummies. So coming round, and then if I can ask you to prop yourselves up on your elbows, splay the hands out, tuck your toes underneath, maybe straighten the knees a little bit, draw the shoulder blades together, raise the eye line, squeeze your bottom cheeks. Brilliant stuff. Then release there. Tuck the knees underneath you. Take your bottom down towards your heels. You can use a cushion or a block to bridge that gap if it helps. And then taking both arms out in front with a little bit of a rock from side to side. Roll back up through the spine before bringing yourself all the way back up into a standing position. Wonderful. Feet are going to be hip width apart. Arms are down by your side. Equal weight through the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe and the heel. Gently tuck the bottom underneath to lengthen the bottom part of your spine. Draw your shoulder blades together so the collarbones come wide. Eye line should be parallel to the floor, lengthening up through the back of the neck. And hopefully a nice big smile on your face, because that is your stretch and mobility routine complete. We've loosened out through the back, through the hips, through the legs, and that should leave you feeling ready to fight the rest of your day. So thank you so much for joining me, whether that is live or whether you're watching this on catch up. I'll be back live again at 10 o'clock next Monday, and this will be uploaded for you to watch again whenever you